Okay, in this video we're going to talk about professional golf swing and why when you watch a professional golfer hit a shot, they always kind of look like they hit the ball and they keep that right shoulder lower to the ground. And probably as an amateur golfer, and what I tend to encounter a lot when people reach out for help, is when you hit the ball, you end up like you're sort of finishing quite vertically. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. And there's a few things that we need to understand. Now, the first thing that we need to understand is, and I'm going to use these alignment sticks here to help you visually see this, is we need to turn. Okay, so there needs to be rotation, right? And what I mean by rotation is I'm going to face the target in a moment, but I basically, if you imagine like there was a line coming through my belt buckle here and through my chest, that has to move towards the target, okay? And as I turn and I rotate towards the target, you can see the way that my right shoulder comes forward, etc. Okay, does that sort of make sense? So rotation, obviously if I don't rotate, my right shoulder and hip, etc. doesn't move. So if you're somebody who hangs on the back foot, it's not so much about just moving left, you've got to turn, okay? So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, in golf, unfortunately, we don't stand vertically, so it's not like we can just do this and this. We have to stand in a posture. So what this means is we now need to understand when we start the downswing, we have to pull the left hip back. Okay, so most amateurs move the right hip forward. They fire this way, the heel comes off the ground, and this makes you stand up again. Okay, so this is another problem. So not only do we need to think about moving your belt buckle and your chest towards the target, you also need to do it in such a way where as the start of the downswing, your left hip comes back first, and then you end up like kind of looking more what we're looking for, right? So there's two aspects. And then the last one, just when you thought it was really easy, is separation, okay? Separation basically means independent movement of upper against lower or lower against upper. So, so that is separation, that is separation. The way you would do separation in the golf swing is you would sort of swing back and your upper body would turn more than your lower body. And then as you start the downswing, you'd kind of just think about keeping your head still and opening your hips. See what I'm doing here? So the feeling, a nice feeling you could have is trying to get the back left pocket facing away from you. So you kind of swing back, and what you're going to try and do is you're going to try and concentrate on starting the downswing, keeping your head still, get the back of your left pocket facing away, and then theoretically you're going to have induced all of those things. So you can see the way my chest is turned towards a target, so is my belt buckle, my head has stayed still, my left hip's come back, and that's how you end up in that sort of very iconic position, like a professional golfer, as I'm demonstrating very much there. Seems like a lot. I'll be honest with you, I don't really ever teach like that because it's the backswing where most amateurs, have a problem, which I'm just going to discuss very briefly. Because when you start trying to turn loads in the downswing and stuff, most people really struggle with that idea. The reason why most amateurs struggle with looking, like that, is a lot to do with this backswing. And what they tend to do is tend to turn too much, the club goes in too much this way, get into a bad wrist, and then from here, like, you're never going to sequence, you know what I mean? The best case scenario is you'll throw your arms at it. So what you want to work on is quieter lower body, understand the sequence that it's hands and arms first, then you can lift your arms up, and then if you've got a good load on this right side, it's so much easier to pull that left hip back, straighten your arms, and that's how you're going to end up in that iconic position. See you soon.